Hi, readers. Welcome back to Teaching in Room 9, the area's largest classroom. My name's Mrs. Forth, and I'm from the Rockwood School District. I'm so glad that you're joining me again today as we talk about one of my most favorite things, words. That's right. I love books, and books are made up of words. I love how words sound when I say them. I love how words can mean all kinds of things. And as we were reading our book yesterday, Emmanuel's Dream, I noticed that there were quite a lot of compound words. Have you ever heard of a compound word? Some of you are like, yeah, and others I see, yeah, and that's okay if you don't know what a compound word is. That's what we're going to talk about today. Compound words are words that are actually two words put together. And a lot of times, those two words, when you put them together, they mean something different. It can change the meaning of what those two words meant by themselves. And compound words really aren't super tricky to read or to spell, as long as you know to look for each of the words inside. But thinking about what the compound word means is the tricky part. And remember, I decided you guys were ready for a challenge this week because you are doing so many wonderful things as readers and writers. So I think that you are ready to really look at compound words and really think about what they mean when you see them. So inside Emmanuel's Dream, let's quickly retell the story so our brains remember. That's right, Emmanuel was born with one leg. Yeah, his father did leave. But he grew up to do all kinds of things on his own. Yes, he hopped on one foot all the way to school. He could do a lot of things that others. He could play soccer, and he learned how to ride a bike. And his whole thing is he wanted to show people that it doesn't matter if you're disabled. That doesn't mean you're unable. That's exactly what they said in the story. And inside here, I noticed a lot of compound words. Can I show you the words? So I noticed anything, that's a compound word. And grassland, heartbroken, classmate, grandmother. And I know there's many more too. And there's compound words in all the books that you read too. So let's really take a look at these compound words. Let's start with this one. Grandmother. Do you see the two words inside this compound word? Grandmother. Oh, a lot of you are saying you see mother. That's right, mother. What's the word mother mean? Yeah, a mother has a child. Okay, so if I cover up mother, what word do we have left? Grand. Grand. What does grand mean? If I were to say, oh, that's grand. It's big. It can be big, right? So if I looked at this, grandmother, big mother, is that what a grandmother is? A big mother? Not exactly. So you see how putting the words together, it can kind of change the meaning. What is a grandmother? Yeah, the mother's mother. So almost the biggest mother of them all, right? At the very top, kind of, but not quite. Grandmother is a compound word using the two words grand and mother. Okay, let's look at another one. How about this one? The word is classmate. Do you see two words inside of this big compound word? I see that too. I see the word class. What's a class? Your class could be a group of kids at school together. That absolutely can be what class means. What about mate? Mate. Mate does have a few different meanings. You've heard of mate of what animals do when they have babies? Absolutely. It can also mean friend. Yeah. Classmate. When I put them together, classmate. What's a classmate? Somebody who's also in your class. Yeah, it's a friend in your class, right? Together, you guys are taking a class together. Classmate. All right, let's try another one. I also saw this word. Before I say it to you, let me see if you can figure it out. Do you see a word inside? Okay, a lot of you are saying grass and land, grassland. So let's talk about those two words by themselves first. Grass. Yeah, it grows from the ground, type of plant. What about land? Yeah, it's the ground, the dirt, what we walk on, what's on earth. Those are all great descriptions. So, what's a grassland? A grassland. Those of you that have studied habitats before, you might know what a grassland is. It is a type of habitat that's filled with lots of grasses. That's right. It means a little bit different than just grass by itself and land. I wouldn't call my backyard a grassland, even though it is land, and I do have grass in my backyard, but I don't live in the grassland. So it changed a little bit, didn't it? A grassland is a habitat. You can find that in Africa, where Emmanuel lives. Here's another one. Look closely. Do you see some words inside? It is a long word. Yep, a lot of you see heart. Heart. What's a heart? It's inside our bodies. It pumps blood. It can also be a shape, the shape of a heart. Yeah. And then what's left? You might have to break this word up to really look at it. You see the blend at the beginning. I'm going to cover up this E or this N and see if that helps. Broke. That's right, broke. Broken. Broken. When it's no longer working. When it's not whole, like if you break a bone, it's not put together anymore. Great ways to describe the word broken. Well, what about heartbroken? Does that mean that like my heart is in pieces? No, what's heartbroken? Feeling really sad. It's a way to describe when you're feeling sad. Maybe when you're hurt on the inside, right? When somebody really hurts your feelings and you're feeling really sad. This compound word definitely means something different than the words by themselves, right? What about this one? This is such a really tricky one because the words by themselves are actually really hard to kind of describe. Any and thing. Any. Any. That's a hard word to describe. If I said I don't want any, what would I say? I don't want, I want none of them, zero. But I could also say, hey, you can have any one of these that you want. So it's kind of a way to describe how many, and it could be a lot of different numbers, right? And then what about thing? What's a thing? It's hard to describe thing without saying the word thing, right? A thing is an object that doesn't really have a name. So anything, like, yeah, it's any of these, right? Anything. I don't want anything means I can't even say it without saying anything, right? If I say I don't want anything, it's saying I want nothing. I'm not interested in having any of the objects. That's right, super tricky. Compound words like anything, something, they're super tricky to describe. So these were the compound words that I found inside the book. And I thought maybe we could build our own compound words. So I have a bunch of words that we're going to look at and see if we can make some compound words with them. All right, so I have the word snow. Think about what the words mean as I put them down. Snow. I've got light. Well, I hear some of you already talking about the words. That's awesome, readers. I have book. read a book. I have down. No, that's the opposite of up, down. So snow, light, book, down. I have a bunch of other words here. I'm going to put a word down, and I want you to tell me if we can make a compound word with one of the pink words that you see above, okay? So I have, what's this word? That's right, it's case, case. Can I take any of the pink words to make a compound word? Let's think. Case. Case, yeah, it holds things. That's right. So we can think about that. Snow case, case, snow, light case, case, light, book, case, case. I did say one, didn't I? Book, case. So a book is something you can read, like this one. A case holds things. When I put it together, what is a bookcase? Yeah, it's something that holds books. So you could definitely use the meaning of both of these words to help you figure out what the meaning of the compound word is. I have a bookcase behind me where I keep all my books. Okay, let's try another one. How about house? What's a house? A place that somebody lives? What one of the pink words could go with house to make a compound word? Try them out. You found it. Light house. What's a light? Yeah, something that gives off light, shines. The opposite of dark, that's right. And then we already talked about house, a place where you live. What's a lighthouse? Is it a house for lights? No. This one definitely means something totally different. What's a lighthouse? You ever seen a lighthouse? Lighthouses are often found near the water, near oceans and seasides and bays. And it's a big, tall structure with a light at the top that shines out onto the water. And it helps ships and people on boats see where they need to go. So it's almost like it's marking, hey, this is where the land is. That's quite different than just the word house, right? But lighthouse. Good job. You guys are doing great with your compound words. How about this? Man. Man. Yeah, it's a person. You found that real fast. Snowman. So snow is precipitation that comes from the sky, and a man is a person. What do you suppose a snowman is? Yeah, it's like building a person out of snow. That's exactly right. Okay, let's try another one. How about stairs? Stairs. Stairs help you go from one place to another, right? And they get taller and taller and taller. Downstairs. You guys were really quick at that one. Downstairs. Well, down is the opposite of up, right? So downstairs would mean you're going down. Yeah. This one means exactly what the two words mean. And when you put it together as a compound word, those two words really help you figure out that word. Did you have fun thinking about compound words and building compound words with me? I know I did. So as you're reading today, I want you to be on the lookout for more compound words and think, when I break them apart, what do these words mean? And when I put it together, does it mean something new and totally different? Or does it mean something that's kind of the same? So fun looking at words. I know you're going to love it as you find them in your books. Have fun at math. I'll see you tomorrow.
Hi friends, welcome back to some more math with Mrs. Wright and I guess Molly. She must still smell those treats I have. Do you want to say hi? I know you do, and they want to say hi to you too. Come here. All right. Molly, let's count by tens. Are you ready? Let's warm up by counting by tens today. Here we go. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. She left at 60. 70, 80, 90, 100. Good job, friends. All right, I loved Mrs. Forth's book. Once again, she always picks a great book. This week, we are going to continue working on these skills over here. I can model with mathematics. I can show how 10 ones is the same as one group of 10. And I can represent numbers using place value understanding. Okay, so I have some craft sticks laid out here. And if you haven't gotten any yet, could you go and grab something to write on and something to write with? I happen to have my chart paper right here. And that's all you really need. That's what I have, and I have a marker. But you don't need anything as fancy in that. Just something to write on. She keeps whining. And something to write with. And when I am doing something on mine, you can be drawing groups of 10 on yours, okay? So I'm going to be modeling. I'm not necessarily going to do the drawing. But if you want to go get something, actually, let's do that. Really quickly, I want you, and don't go make a mess because we don't have time for messes, right? We got learning to do. I want you to just think, what in your house could you make groups of 10 out of? And you don't have to go and get it because you're going to be able to draw groups of 10 on your paper if you need to. What could you make a group of 10 out of? Do you have 10 cups? Think, what do I have 10 of? Maybe you have 10 Beyblades, or 10 Shopkins, or 10 LOL dolls. Maybe you have, I don't know, 10 toothpicks, or 10 spoons, right? Just thinking about, what do I have to make a group of 10? And today, I have some craft sticks to make a group of 10. You are going to make a group of 10 on your paper just by drawing like circles or X's. That's the easiest way to do it. So here is what I want to show you, okay? We talked a little bit about this yesterday. I'm going to count these out for you. Let me point it down a little bit more so you can see it. And actually, if you get close enough to the screen, maybe you can see this a little bit better. How many do you think are here? More than 10? Less than 10? You're right. You counted. It's exactly 10. So there are 10 craft sticks right here, okay? Each of these craft sticks represents the value 1. So let's count them. Ready? We will count them by ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Nice job. So, when I put these together, I have now a group of 10. I have a group of 10, right? Okay. I'm going to set my group of 10 right up here. Now, I have something else to show you. These are Unifix cubes. You can be counting. Oh, really quickly, before I go any farther, I have to count to 10, right? Can you visualize a group of 10 in your mind? Yeah, mine, I just visualize a 10 frame. cool sound. How many is this? 9, right? And now I have 10. So now I have 10 cubes. I have a group of 10 here, and I have 10 cubes. How many, including the craft sticks and these cubes, do I have all together? If I have a group of 10 and then 10 cubes by themselves, how many do you think I have all together? Yeah, I do. I have 20. I have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I counted this by 10 because it's a group of 10, and I counted these by ones because they're by themselves. They're one item. They're worth 1. So now let's try this. Let's put these together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whoops. So now I no longer have 10 ones. Now I have made one group of 10. And when I put it with my craft sticks, I now have 2 groups of 10. Okay? So on your paper, I want you to represent a group of 10. Go ahead and draw a group of 10 just using X's or circles. Good job. Nice. Okay. I see your group of 10 that you drew. Here's my group of 10. I happen to build it. So now I want you to put, wait, nope, don't do that yet. Let's count them. What are we going to count these by? You're right. We're going to count them by ones because they are still one individual value. 1, 3, remember you can count on your paper, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, I want you to circle that group. I'm going to circle my group. And as I circle my group, since they're real sticks, it's a real item, my group now looks like this. So all together now, how much do I have? How many do I have? 3, right? 3, 1, 2, 3. No? What? What do you mean? 1, 2, 3. 3 groups. 1 group, 2 group, 3 group. That's right. You're right. There are 10 in each group. Molly, did you know that? There are 10 in each group. You want to see? Come here. Come and see. No, she's not buying it. Okay, so there are 10 in each group. So I can't count these groups as 1, 2, 3 because it's really 1 group of 10, 1 group of 10, 1 group of 10. So I should be counting these by what? Tens. Can you try and count our group of 10s right here? Our groups of 10. I'll keep my mouth closed. Good job, right? So you have 10, 20, 30. We have 30 items right here. 30 individual things that are worth 1. But together, in their groups of 10, we have 3 groups of 10. We have 3 different groups where their value is 10. Okay, I'm so excited because tomorrow we're gonna break out one of my favorite tools in all of math, and I can't wait to see you back here. Bye, guys.
Teaching in Room 9 is made possible with support of Bank of America, Dana Brown Charitable Trust, Emerson, and viewers like you.